Is the car test still a valid way to check for things in 2025? Kind of. You know, we're in a world where people listen to music more passively, more so than passionately. You know, if you think about things about 15 years ago, you know, you had CDs, you had MP3s as well, but you had CDs and vinyl, and although those things are starting to come back, not a lot of people are buying them. Most people are so used to having the access to the music for free, like millions and millions of records for free. So it's almost like music has become a passive activity versus you have to go pick out the CD and place it in the CD player and skip to the track that you wanted to hear or listen to the whole album. It has definitely become a passive experience. So when it comes to music, the car test matters because you want to make sure it sounds well in a car, because if it sounds good in the car, it's probably going to sound good in pretty much every car, especially if you have a decent sound system. I'd almost say it'd be good to have a standard or substandard car system to test it, because most cars nowadays come with like a really good system. Mine has a Bose system, freaking 12.1 Bose system in here. So it's also skewing my view, but also I hear it as most of the high-end vehicles would hear it. And I know it translates a little bit to the standard systems in most cars anyway. What I recommend is having multiple headphones, earbuds, a good pair of 40mm drivers, a good pair of headphones for mixing, a good pair of headphones for just relaxed listening. I think if you compare it along that way, you have a better perspective of what the average person is listening to it on. Because most people have earbuds. Whether they're good or bad doesn't really matter. They have earbuds. And headphones vary so much, it's not even funny. You know, I'm already in the market looking for better headphones than what I currently use, but that means that I now have to adjust my thinking on how I mix things on those headphones. I use Biodynamics right now. I'm looking for something a little bit better. But with those as my primary headphones for mixing, just like to hear things and mix and produce, I still play it back on the monitors in the studio and then put on a cheap pair of Bluetooth JBLs and then put on a pair of cheap Amazon headphones and then put on the earbuds, and then I take it to the car and then I go listen to it on a Bluetooth speaker. I think the car test still matters. It's just evolved into more things than testing it in the car.